If you're worried about your favorite tech stocks, we've got the video for you. We're going to cover Nvidia, Intel, Palantir, Tesla, United Healthcare, gold stocks, uranium stocks, SOFI, Robinhood, and I'll even show you my scanner results to look for new trades as set up on Monday. But let's start with the market. We need to start with everything being starting with the market, of course. So the S&P 500, we have a bullish trend going on. We have a buy signal going on, and we don't quite have the crossover on market breadth, but this is so important. And let me explain why. 40% of the move of your stock is due to the market. 30% of the move of your stock is due to the sector, and only 30% of the move of your stock is due to the stock itself. So you want to have the market, you want to have the sector, and you want to have the stock all moving for you, and that's what makes trading effortless. Let's go check out market breadth over here, and we can see we are ever so close to having a bullish crossover. I would be very surprised if this did not happen on Monday. I would be more surprised than anything if this did not cross over on Monday. So by Monday, we might have the full market trend in place. So now let's look at Nvidia. Nvidia got a buy signal on September 23rd, and it is pushing up, losing the fear, moving towards greed. But the tech sector, you can see right here, is not helping you out. Right, the whole tech sector is getting more and more fearful, and the whole tech sector in general has bearish breadth. Bearish breadth means more sell signals than buy signals, and it's continuing to move down. That's what we're seeing down here. So we don't have the sector moving for us. We don't have the whole market moving for us, but Nvidia itself is looking pretty sharp. In fact, if we go over here on the chart, you can see it's pushing new all-time highs, and new all-time highs is bullish AF. That's exactly what you want to see in any stock. And the reason being is that there's nobody waiting up overhead ready to get out once they get back to break even. There's no overhead resistance once you hit new all-time highs. So Nvidia looks super bullish to me, but of course, keep in mind the market breadth and the sector are not quite working in your favor. Let's go to the next stock here, still in the tech sector, Intel. Got that buy signal on September 19th on Intel. Let's take a look at it real quick. Yeah, this buy signal that came on September 19th, what a move it's been since then. Huge move up since then. Let's see, since the bottom of that candle to the bottom of this candle here, 25%. 25% since that buy signal came through, even with the sector not cooperating. But one thing to keep in mind is that we're pushing near all-time highs on the greed value right here. It's nearly maxing out all the greed. That gives me a lot of concern. When we see the greed get maxed out, there's no one left to be greedy. Think about it, right? If everybody has become a buyer, what are those buyers the only option for them to do? Turn into sellers. So when we hit new all-time highs on the greed value, that gives me a lot of concern. That's not the same as hitting new all-time highs on price, which it is. We could definitely see people getting out of this very quickly, very fastly on Intel. Let's go to the next stock, Palantir. Now look at Palantir, right? Palantir is one of those recovery stocks, and we can take a look at the chart over here. But I've been telling you all this for a while. There is overhead resistance right here. Overhead resistance right here. You should not be trading into overhead resistance. It went down 7.5% on Friday. I have told people all week long, I've made over 2,000 videos here on YouTube preaching exactly how important it is to be aware of order blocks. Now, you can have your chart look exactly the same as mine. Just get the free TradingView account. And then in our Discord, we have a free indicator that is exactly these three moving averages, the outlier trend template, the 10/20, price over 50, and it includes the order block information like that. So you're never going to be left out in the cold. You're never going to be left out in the cold ever again. And boy, Palantir got absolutely rocked. Right. That's why we pay attention to order blocks, and that's why we don't trade into them. Let's go to the next stock here, Tesla. This is not in the tech sector. This is in the discretionary sector. So discretionary sector is getting less and less greedy, but it does have a bullish crossover on the number of buy signals. Now, one thing to keep in mind, we just got a sell signal on Friday for Tesla, and that's a pretty great time to get out. Right? We've pushed through these order blocks right here, which is great. And that had everything to do with Elon Musk buying 1 billion shares. But look, this order block right here, that's all the way back from December of 2024. You can't tell me order blocks don't work. It did push through this one. I'll give you that. But I also wouldn't have been trading it as it was pushing into these order blocks right here because it just got rejected. It got rejected hard and fast, and outliers throwing you a sell signal. So if you're holding Tesla here, it's definitely time to take some profits. definitely time to take some profits. And we're using the Outlier software. You can grab the access to the annual pass for just 82 cents a day over at outlier.com. And let's go to the next one here. So this is United Healthcare. A ton of people got super stoked about United Healthcare when it got that buy signal from Warren Buffett. And it got very greedy very quickly. And now the greed is starting to wane. Even though the healthcare sector itself is looking stronger, this stock now is sitting on a sell signal. It's getting weaker. We don't want to see that. We want to have everything going in our favor. So another stock might be a great time to take profits on, United Healthcare. Let's go to the next stock here. This is BTG, a gold stock. Gold's been on a huge run lately. Has a buy signal, came through on September 24th, getting more and more and more greedy, getting close to that max greed. It's at 89 right now. But this is falling into the material sector. Has a bullish crossover on breadth, still waning on the fear and greed. But this one right here, let's go to BTG's chart. BTG's chart. It just pushed through a new order block, and that can happen when you have enough buyers, enough strength to come through it, right? That's not a permanent overhead resistance, but it did falter through there for a while. Now it's pushed through. BTG looks pretty darn good to me. Pretty, I was going to say pretty terribly good, but that doesn't work. BTG looks pretty too good. I don't know. We'll work with that. Now let's go to a uranium stock. UUUU. Sell signal on Friday. Now is the time to take some profits. Buy signal from August 28th. Let's go to UUUU. Buy signal on August 28th was right here, right? Clear of order blocks. And this is what you want to see. Clear of order blocks. This is what you want to see. And it only went up 41%. Only up 41% since that buy signal. Sell signal just came on Friday. Now's a great time to be taking profits. Right, the sector, the energy sector, not looking great whatsoever. It's losing its greed. It's got a sell signal. UU need to be looking to get UU out of the stock. Let's go to SOFI. SOFI, sell signal on September 25th. I've been talking about this for a minute. If you get a sell signal and then closes under the 10 EMA and closes under the 20 EMA, we're so close to being in a bearish trend on SOFI. Now listen, I know the SOFI bros, they are adamant. They are religious. They are zealots for how much they love SOFI, the stock. And that's totally cool. But here's the deal. SOFI can go down. I know it sounds crazy. What is this crazy guy on the internet with only 41% of his hair left saying, right? It can't go down. Look, Chris, it went right back up after it went down. Right. This reminds me of what's called the 50-80 rule. Okay. The 50-80 rule applies to big high-flying stocks like SOFI. 50% of the time, stock like this can go down 80%. And 80% of the time, a stock like this can go down 50%. Well, not SOFI, Chris. That can't happen. It's already happened. From here to here, it went down 53%. It's already happened. I'm not saying that SOFI is going to crash overnight, but what I am saying is you have a sell signal. The sector looks terrible. Terrible fear and greed, terrible breadth, and the stock itself has lost all of its greed, and it's pushing into fear at this point. And if you get the 10 under the 20, which we'll have on Monday, and price under the 50, which we possibly could have on Monday, that is for sure, hands down, mathematically a bearish trend. And that's the same when it's a bullish trend, a 10 over 20, price over 50. See the trends right here? Okay. Now, see the trends right here? You don't have to hold it as it's going down. Hear me when I say this. You, as a trader, as an investor, can look at this and you can objectively say, wait a minute, this guy on the internet, this random guy might be right. The 10 under the 20, price under the 50, every time it's crashed, not this stock, but every stock on every time frame, because it always works, because it's just math. Before it crashes, the 10 will go under the 20 and price will go under the 50. That doesn't mean it's going to crash, but every time it's crashed, that has happened. So you get to choose. You get to choose. Do you want to be holding it as it's crashing because you think that you're smarter than the market? No, bro. Listen to what the market is telling you. Stop being a diehard SOFI bro and start being a professional fund manager. Okay? I'm a fund manager and I have a plan to get in and a plan to get out. And you can start treating your portfolio the same way. And I really encourage you to listen to the free advice that I'm giving you here, right here on YouTube. Let's go to Robinhood. This is a different story. This is a big, beautiful trend right here. Buy signal came on September 22nd on Hood. Let's go to Hood real quick. And I'll mark where that was. Oh, I've already marked it. Look at that. That is a beautiful move. Holy goodness. From here up to here, we're up 20% in 9 days. 20% in 9 days. It's bucking the trend of the sector. It's getting more and more greedy. It's got the buy signal. This is what you want. The 10 over 20, price over 50, buy signals, everything, almost everything moving in your favor. If it had the sector, it would be even better. It'd be even better. So this is the type of stock that you need to be looking for. And when you see a stock acting like SOFI, you need to be taking profits and getting out of the way so you don't have to hold it as it goes down potentially 50%, potentially 80%. Now, let's take a look at some stocks that maybe are setting up for you on Monday. Let's go look at CrowdStrike. So CrowdStrike, we got a buy signal here on Friday, October 3rd. CrowdStrike in the tech sector, so not everything's going to be setting up over here, but it did get that buy signal right there. And let's go to OKTA. OKTA is in the tech sector as well. And OKTA is OKTA Class A technology. Okay. So another one that might actually have an order block ahead. Let's see. Yeah, it's sitting right underneath order blocks. So because of that, it's not one that I would be interested in trading. It does have the bullish trends starting right here, but it does have overhead order blocks that I wouldn't be interested in. So watch out for that. What about SMTC, another tech stock? And we can see once it loads in, there we go. Buy signal that came on Friday. Looks like no overhead resistance on here, getting more and more greedy, even while the tech sector is moving down. Now, SMTC, OKTA, CrowdStrike, there's all kinds of stocks that you can take advantage of with our screener right here. And I would really encourage you to start saving time, making money, and starting winning with less risk by heading over to outlier.com. Grab the annual pass. It's literally 82 cents a day, and you can have access to all of this, and you'll know exactly where those exit signals, those sell signals are coming. Elsewise, you're going to be flying blind. Listen, if this has been helpful for you at all, I encourage you to share this with as many people as you can. I love making videos for you. I've made over 2,000 videos on YouTube. I would highly encourage you to go watch more because YouTube is going to pop up a couple right now that are going to help you save time, make money, and start winning with less risk. We'll definitely talk soon.